But the side of the bosses just know. I mean, they have such. I think they have just a bit more expansive game knowledge on how players react and how they are able to manage the micro situations. They have the fragging power. They will outplay you individually, and that is something that is going to be a huge disadvantage for Cyberstorm. But the lucky thing is, they get to start on the CT side. They're going to need to get to an amazing start here if they want to have a chance against the bosses.
Absolutely they will. Absolutely they will. And Cyberstorm, you know, we saw some flashes of brilliance in this last map, and that's what we need. We talked about individual skill needed. We talked about mid-round calling needed. Everything is going to be tested right here, right now on Overpass. Right now, we have bosses walking their way down. They're going to run into Austin here, who is instantly dispatched. Now they hit into bathrooms. A 5-man squad, a 3-man squad, I should say, as Lect also stands no chance against the firing line. And it's Napalm here. Will they check this? Likely. Instead, they back off. They're headed towards B.
3 versus 5 right now, heading into B. They had a boost set up at the initials point of the round, but now it ain't there, and so they have to take straight gunfights, and continuing the progress they were already making on Inferno, they are stampeding right now over Cyberstorm. A flawless pistol round. No headshots being able to be landed by Cyberstorm. Could that bode poorly for the rest of this map? Could we see something similar to what we already have seen? We came into this one, Wes, with Cyberstorm hoping to buck the trend.
Yeah.
I still haven't really seen it.
It never seems like it's really out of boss's control. It seems like they're always in charge, so to speak. And you saw that with a drive-by pistol round right there for bosses. Never stop moving, never stop the mobility, the dynamic play they can bring to the table. As now, speaking of grouping up, speaking of mobility, we have a big stack up here outside a bathroom. And Lect find here with the peek. He's revealed right away, and all these rifles are going to be very, very dangerous. Only one player from the T's goes down, and it's Austin remaining. Can't get a dang thing right there. 4 players stay alive for bosses again.
It's an anti-eco, Darty. You don't have to break your vocal cords for it. Darty Montana absolutely just feeding at the moment. And you know what? It's so... Cyberstorm already... We're typing in the chat that he broke his... Earlier on, map number 1, Arctos had a mic issue trying to keep up with Darty Montana. And he said... Austin said, quote, "Every land this guy, 1 kill, yelling like he won a major." And it just keeps going. And you gotta think, like, how... It might tilt you a little bit, just hearing that. Just go up on every round. Every single round. Darty Montana's having a field day. Arcto's gonna drop his smoke. Alright, monster push in as well. JT again leading the charge. And this time, again, entry kills from JT is too good. And Wilkie will close out Lect. Bomb's gonna get planted. This is already entering save territory with Ellison so far pushed up. MJB will be wise to it, but no kits, the biggest thing right here, Wes.
No kits, not very much utility. 1 smoke, 1 flash. Try and defend against this. And the bomb continues to tick down. With Wilkie finding that kill, Napalm has so much to do. Napalm gets 2. And so impressive from him.
There's
no kit. And there's
He
just no
has to hunt
time.
for the
There's
kill.
just absolutely no time. Here he comes with the pistol. Does get it.
No
but
time.
We're too far gone. Get out of there. Yeah, I mean, well, very, very nice attempt by Napalm. Great shots. The type of thing we've been seeing from him all tournament, but it's just takes too long for Cyberstorm to get their bearings in that round.
Darty Montana's a human megaphone. 3-0 for bosses. My gosh. And there you go. That's a gun round. First gun round gone. That was only a bonus round, keep in mind. There were Mac 10s tossed in there. JT is going to keep it going. With the Mac 10 of his own, I believe, dropped over to Ellison. I think we're getting a fast play out of this one if there's still Mac 10s in the mix.
Cyberstorm force it up. A couple of SMGs. Well, an SMG, a Deagle. A couple of rifles here. And bosses may not expect this.
Heaven smoke super early. They're just going to full gas this one up short. And pushing out through connector. Austin's going to go down. This is the force buy brought back in for Cyberstorm. And oh, they are getting skewered until the nade comes in from Lect. Reel it into a 3v3. But the thing is, oh, they just can't bypass this. Arctos is going to get spammed through the smoke. Red into. And there's not much to do here for the CT side. They're going to have to split up 1 and 1. And that is prime prey for any player of the bosses.
Yeah, absolutely hunting them down at this point. The T's have all regrouped. MJB left alone on the A site, hanging around in bank, waiting for sound cues, hearing some footsteps. There's the plant. MJB has to wait for his teammate, who is just slowly creeping his way, but Slight goes a step too far, and that's the first step.
Oh,
2 versus 2 now.
Flank,
Lect is not ready for this at all, and Ellison just gets a gift right there. It's only MJB. So difficult to go
Look
from
what
here.
Wilkie's doing.
Yep, Wilkie's looking down. MJB has no idea, Fi. No idea at all.
No.
Turning away. Wait, but he's not looking up. Wilkie's not looking up. There, finally does. Oh, man. And all he had to do was look over, and Wilkie was a dead man, but holds his nerve and peeks up at just the right time. Boss is 4-0.
Yeah, there's a little... That's not going to be easy for MJB, unfortunately. 4-0 right now. His money begins to stack on up. This is nice here from Slight. And why he spams that smoke is because he had Ellison push all the way out Monster, and he didn't see Arctos fall back from short. That's why he goes and spams the smoke. It's information that's there for the bosses. That's a big kill to find on Arctos. Oh, they're lining up the triple nade. No one's there. Instead, they're actually all walking in through Monster. Things are about to get weird. Flashbang in. Everyone is blind, but they lost one through smoke spam. Ellison read into the situation, and they went fishing. How do you get eaten by fish when even your own... You're getting fish. You're going for fish yourself. The bait bites back is the way I phrase it.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
That
Fishing is a type of hunting, I guess.
It's really like ambitious hunting. It's like going hunting for, I don't know, just like Gaia the World Eater, and like, what do you expect? What's gonna happen? That was a mistake from Slight. He was trying to line up a dumpster smoke. We'll say that didn't go according to plan. It's Austin out towards long. It can be an off angle. They don't clear it, but they are going to clear it. And Loki, of course, is going to get the headshot. In the meantime, Hardy Montana is still in short, farming ecos. It's just the fashion they're winning these rounds in that they're doing them is... You know, the one blessing of the CT side offers for the bosses is that they can end the rounds on their terms. Like, they don't have to wait for the CT side to come and retake.
Yeah.
They can go ahead and just run at them.
It's just the end of all hope. The style, like you said, the fashion in which the bosses are winning is demoralizing. It is just crushing Cyberstorm. They are just feeling the heat, and it doesn't matter how much you yell if you are losing rounds like this, because bosses can just keep doing it.
The biggest thing is that it's so hard to reverse this kind of momentum. There's no way you can turn it against the bosses in any way. I think yelling back only infuses them just a bit more. Guardian Montana, again on an island. These guys are lucky that there's not a triple nade stack coming their way. Just being assembled. Oh, they found Austin aggressive. Guardian Montana laughing to the bank. That was an angle that Austin profited so much in that semifinal, if you remember.
That's right. Yeah, and Austin, really did pop off in those types of situations, but it just is not the same.
He had a good Inferno. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Oh, Austin's been very good this tournament, for sure. Overall, he has really lived up to the hype. Really lived up to kind of the stuff we expected from him, but absolutely met his match here.
It's just tough that he is kind of alone fighting off against, a horde of absolutely insane fraggers. We were seeing Ellison last one. We were seeing JT Mythic just open sights single-handedly. Napalm, though, off angle to the sandbag. Oh, he reveals his position. And he's going to go down as a result. JT just doing fantastic entry work. And Slight just off headshotted MJB from the bottom of Monster to all the way back in heaven. And the nade even follows up. It's just absolutely relentless from bosses.
Heard that one pretty clearly.
You guys
Bosses.
are so easy to walk on.
Something like that.
Oh, the nade too. I want to follow. Yeah. Poor guy. He nades the op. I mean, it's honestly genuinely a pretty good strategy. If he's gonna go try and pick up the op, then just toss a nade on it. Gonna go in towards short. There's a bunch of mollies just being left in spawn right now because they're looking to go for a full short play. 4 nades stack into the T ramp side. They are long gone, my friend. They're gonna try and jump down spawn to try and face off against Wilkie. It's gonna be like lemmings, isn't it? Oh,
It looks
okay.
like it. Looks like they're going over the cliff.
They MJB is sneaking behind him, but that's not really the main stage of this round. Whatever MJB does is cool and all. The answer is he didn't do much. It's just the CT push that is going on right.
Yeah, I mean that just tells the story, doesn't it?
That earns 1 Zoinks scoop from me. This is just the. I'm not sure what to really think so much of what's happening right now.
Yeah, it does leave you a little bit lost for words,
I
doesn't it?
just don't know how you're supposed to reverse the momentum from the bosses right now.
Yeah, in some situations like this, you can see avenues back. We've already talked about this type of situation over the course of this tournament, but in this case,
That's nice.
it just does not feel that way at all. It just doesn't feel okay.
There we go. Wallbangs comes so close to getting a kill for Austin, but they lose Lect. They try to push in a fountain, and Slight is just going to be posted as a turret. And that's honestly what Slight does best on T-side off. It's not just running in, going as full art mode. It's doing this, but good re-aggression there from Arctos to at least nab a kill back. He gets dropped down low to 34 either way, and JT.
Firewalker JT.
Arctos. 34 HP. I don't think he can. That was a decoy. I thought that was a flash. That faked me out.
Me too. There you go. It worked, but it didn't work for Arctos. Didn't get anything out of it there. Does have a flash.
They're walked in front of the smoke right now. Flashbangs in. Ellison gets the entry. Oh, Austin though. Double kill. Triple kill for Austin. Finally. Some sense of hope, but runs out of ammo, and Slate jumps through. But he's getting flanked. Oh, come on. You're kidding me. He knows he's getting flanked. Oh, but Napalm sees his barrel through the smoke. Napalm's gonna get him in. Slight tries to walk back through, but finally, Cyberstorm. Of course, it's Austin to bring it back.
Cyberstorm finally get one over the line, and yeah, that's great from Austin. I mean, the second kill there, you gotta say, a little bit lucky, but still, Austin holds strong in that position. Back onto the buy. MJB. Now to take the op in hand.
You want to know how many deaths total Cyberstorm, or rather, bosses have? Let me count them up really quick. That is going to be 14 deaths total. They've averaged 2 deaths per round only. And, yeah, this has been quite the affair. Lex as well is under pressure. Flashbang tossed in. MJB gets the shot while blind. That is actually massive to keep his teammate in Lect alive until Ellison swings out. And of course, it's just been annihilating so far. Now even up towards, they've gotten all the map control right now. MJB is trapped. He is not going to escape this without fighting his way out of the situation.
Do they know?
He's made it. This is such a bold move. He gets the shot in. If he can continue hitting them, maybe, but Slight is just going to jump through the smoke with a 50. Too much for young MJB to handle. Austin next in line. Perhaps a bit messy, but he is still fighting in this situation. Austin on his own inside the smoke. This is only solace he has. A Molly's going to be dropped in, and surely smoke spam is going to follow. They have to realize that Austin has to be inside the smoke. Flanked over, Markdos picks up the op, and now 1v1. A Slight drops the player, but Austin has dipped away from truck.
Yeah, to reposition silently, right? Bomb, again, tantalizingly, right in front of Slight's eyes.
This is perfect. Austin has actually outplayed Slight here.
Yep.
And he's going to get
Amazing.
it. Austin with a great outplay onto Slight. The reposition into bank.
Yeah, great from Cyberstorm there. And MJB starting to come alive as well. Something we talked about at the beginning of the day here. MJB, a little bit rough on some of those peaks. He starts getting his stuff together. If he starts really hitting on those fountain peaks, the bathroom peaks, that is when we start having a conversation about Cyberstorm, because that is how they have gotten so much success a lot of the time in these other games, is MJB's excellence.
Yeah, I mean, I like the decision making there from MJB. He is trapped. He is in a bit of a bind. But he does make the decision to push through the smoke and actually find a kill.
Yeah.
You know, just a little bit more time, and perhaps MJB could definitely rise to stardom. But of course, right now, for the side of bosses, you're playing against some certainly A-tier players.
Mm-hmm.
There's that are just generally speaking a caliber above the Cyberstorm have to offer. Except for Austin, who's been, you know, kind of matching them. And
yeah,
Lek
Austin looks really at home here. I agreed. Lek as well. Off angle for Austin to defend as the T's start to push up.
MJB opens up. Oh no. Oh dear. Setup gets pried apart right there from the boss. MJB missed his second opportunity, and Austin got picked as a result. And then the Bulldozer just gets up and running. And they clear out the entire site. Arctos 1v4. I think he's about to get para-dropped on. By Slight, just going for wall bangs.
Potentially. They have an idea, but not enough, as Wilkie does go down. At least an exit for Arctos.
Are they hunting already? I mean, a JT is. Arctos does have to run. He has to jump out of heaven.
Yeah, JT could catch this timing. It would be pretty big for them to get this
If he runs
rifle.
the monster, he's gone. Yeah, JT's gonna have him here. Oh dear. No remorse.
Can't give him a single inch, bosses. Not a single vacation day given over. Cyberstorm back on the save here. Bosses have an answer for everything. Cyberstorm have an answer for nothing so far in this half.
Alright, let's get this up and running. Cyberstorm can, I mean, you know, the game is still not completely out of the realms of possibility. Austin just owned Slight.
Yeah, Scout rings out there. Arctos
Okay.
as well, finding a pick.
And
This is against
Napalm
full guns.
Here we
Napalm
go.
with a great peek there, and Ellison goes down. It's going to be MJB following up. It's only Darty Montana left. Imagine the decibel levels we will reach if Darty Montana pulls this one off. But not even the bomb to his name. Full utility kit on the belt, but
It's time for the boss man to clutch.
yeah.
He knows that Austin has to. Oh, Darty. He's going to check in a bank. He's potentially aware that Austin's holding this angle.
55 seconds is plenty of time.
He doesn't
Lots
have the
of time
bomb.
to move around the
He
map,
is-
but you need to get to that bomb.
He is going for
And
kills
it's
here. He has to go
literally
for kills to win.
across the map from him is the bomb. So yeah, needs to find those
If he
backstabs.
one taps MJB, I will audibly laugh. Oh, I tried my best to fake laugh there. The thing is, right now, is Arctos is stuck into this Greats corner.
There's no way he expects this.
Yeah, that's not happening. Arctos is gonna get him in, and Cyberstorm, the little woos come through. Half by victory for them. Could see them surge back into this. I'm
Absolutely
saying could.
Yep, this is great for
Oh
Austin
my.
here. Nice little angle. No quarter given. Slight gets skill checked right there. And Arctos as well finds a nice pick. After that, it was kind of discombobulated for bosses. And they are now in dire straits in terms of finances. Wilkie already has to go onto the SMG. The rest will be broke if they lose. Slight is up first with the op, down and short.
They're gonna boost over. Nate goes in to jump down Slight a little bit, but they're gonna boost over this. So they're gonna boost Slight over. Oh, Molly. Oh, Molly perfectly placed. Just as they're going for the boost. Slight completely burned down. Another boost. It's time for the CT side.
Ellison's going to hear that. Knows that there have to be 2 players there. How do the T's react to that? JT, yep, checking for the boost, of course, but Ellison's the one to open up. Napalm goes a step too far. T's start to regroup.
They worked so hard for that opener.
Yep.
Just for it to be ripped away like that. And now they flash through. Arctos! Oh, a cute, great spray down. Double monster setup is what's going to pay dividends. And Ellison, a clutch has to be attempted here. Right now, Lek just ran through the T's molly as well, but 30 seconds remaining. If Ellison finds a way to win this, he knows Arctos is trapped on the right side, and Lek has to peek out from the wood wall. He knows Lek is there, and he also knows where Arctos is. Oh my god, he came so close. 1 point of health on Lek.
I saw it. I saw it. It was a possibility. In another reality, that clutch happens, man. But Ellison can't get it over. 30 HP. It was so unlikely in the first place. Cyberstorm continue to make their way into this CT half, but already 8 rounds. Already bosses have won the half.
It's going to be finally brought down to an eco. Just remember how this is probably Cyberstorm's best chunk of their map of Overpass, at least that we've seen so far.
Yep.
Their T side wasn't all that pretty, I will say. I think they had the luxury of starting on the CT side versus Vicious Kitties. But Austin always keeping things under wrap. MJB. Well, shots going to be answered by Napalm and Lex. I'll keep a clean anti-eco up and running.
Easy one there. Boss is back on the buy. No, well, Ellison could drop an op, but doesn't seem too likely. More likely the rifles will all come out. Nope, they do. I looked at MJB for a moment. As Cyberstorm need to continue this. This would be a huge round for them to win, this gun round. These bosses continue to look kind of all over the map. A lot of B stuff going on, but their T side has got some wheels, got some depth.
Oh man, it's a read here from the bosses. They've tucked themselves out towards T ramp at the start of the round.
Yeah.
And Cyberstorm have completely conceded all of their A map control.
2 players up long, Austin and MJB.
I'm sure
They need to start moving here because otherwise they will totally miss this 4-man stack for the T's, which is creeping up towards mid.
I'm sure when JT realizes that bathrooms is clear, he understands what the setup is probably going to be. Like it's such a common readjustment to take your party setup and then convert it quickly into a long setup.
Austin's going to get some info from this, though.
There's no one actually on the site to defend this. It is
Full
Austin off towards long, but they're expecting this. They got to expect this kind of thing. They're running with nades in hand, but Ellison, too many players on the screen at once for Austin to deal with. Now Napalm will make his inroads from Bank, trying to underhand a nade onto the planter. In the meantime, Lek actually does find Ellison. Darty Montana actually forced a fight, and everyone falling by the wayside here for the side of the bosses.
And what a retake. Not even a retake. Just a complete stop, a complete deletion of that push. So there's 2 long players, just Austin grabbing info was enough, and Cyberstorm managed to put together just an excellent defensive round.
They have to bring out the Mac 10s here. Like, Cyberstorm have actually found their way back into the game. Of course, CT side up next for the bosses. I'm not gonna say anything, but they've certainly given themselves better chances. Round number go up, percentage number also go up. But now just running through perfectly done. Arctos and Austin again, double monster setup. You're not getting past that, I'll tell you that. Bombs on the ground, and well, they did guarantee themselves a half win a while back, keeping it as close as they can be. For the side of Cyberstorm, legged up is now Ellison. Oh, jeez, my gosh.
Again, Ellison has a chance, right? It was the exact same position as before.
It's honestly just so psychological that, like, he's literally legged. Like, the communication is that Ellison is legged.
Oh.
And then he swings out, dink body shots.
Yeah.
Lekt, who's on full HP, just holding for the angle. absolutely diffs him.
So a 7 to 8 half, though. Cyberstorm definitely have recovered to a certain extent. Now, of course, they do head over to that T side with bosses on the CT. Bosses are still playing well. Cyberstorm, I would say, have leveled up here. Have started to get closer to the level where they need to be at to truly present a challenge to these titans of NA Counter-Strike right here.
Pistol rounds for bosses. It's the old faithful pistol round. And that is
can do a lot of work if they come through.
But they're all running towards Colin. Ellison hears all the footsteps too.
Yep.
That needs to queue up a massive rotation right now. Darting Montana even into short. I stopped that. Rotations should be arriving into this A site fairly shortly. Right now, Slight is just pushed up to long. Wilkie alone at truck. Joined with JT too. Rotations have arrived very quickly in, but Arctos napalm as well. Headshot to JT. Ellison trying to battle back alongside Darting Montana. There's a huge gap in that dumpster smoke, but they cannot capitalize. This is going to be a pistol round for Cyberstorm. Don't cough this one up. It is Darting Montana. He is the boss, but surely they're gonna get it. Cyberstorm now 8-all with the pistol.
Boss is a little discombobulated on that defense. They had to move so fast as soon as the info came in that the swarm was headed towards A that they didn't quite have everything covered. You saw a couple of shots that maybe should have been traded there, but bosses just weren't quite in position by the time the T's had arrived on site. And Cyberstorm just equalized here, looking to go 9 to 8.
Force buy-in for the bosses. I mean, they can win these rounds for sure. Slight got himself dropped over a scout from Darting Montana. Scout
half HP already.
Lethal combo. It is a scout after all. It's not the worst weapon to have low HP on.
Absolutely. See what Slight can do with it as he has backed off. Staying on site with JT, now playing the off angle at long. But it's mid bathrooms to be the pressure. And as a matter of fact, they're actually headed towards Con. But no info given so far by bosses.
Very slow round. Let's hear from Cyberstorm. It's procedural. The issue here that I fear is that without any flashes and 40 seconds on the clock left to execute, this could get weird, especially with JT scooping up an AK and a smoke to work with. He can survive, he can preserve himself for so long, and now the rotate gets queued up back to the A site. They might just be able to they're a little lucky in that the fact they might be able to get this one for free, but Wilkie, he's been tagged up, and then Wilkie finds another. A 1-for-1, and Slight gets a headshot, and a tag, and more. Napalm getting swarmed. He's done. Forced by victory for the side of the bosses, and that easily could just be a nail in the coffin for Cyberstorm. They need to force back, and they need to win these next couple rounds.
Expertly done there by bosses, and it was all off JT's pick in bathrooms. Like you said, getting the pick, recovering the rifle, putting down the smoke to deny the refrag. After that, they had to make their move, Cyberstorm, and it just wasn't organized enough. You can see, yeah, caught by the impending doom of the counter terrorists here. Boss is now on full guns, put Cyberstorm onto the save, and could this be the beginning of the end? Yeah, forced up.
Look,
yeah, they need this round. I agree.
I mean, or else bosses are in full control, and they can just, I mean, we know what they've done so far in terms of CT side aggression. Wilkie, okay, this time around, he doesn't want to face up against the full front of the teeth and nade. Oh, it's caught for these players. And now, oh, there we go. Darting Montana to just clean shop. Janitorial duties here on towards Monster. Darting Montana will go down to Austin. 10 to 8, the bosses. That's the force buy just swept under the rug.
No money left for Cyberstorm. Save up. Let it go to 8-11 here. And I'm getting that sinking feeling here, Fi. The beginning of the end may be nigh. The bosses may be looking to do a full hostile takeover of Fragadelphia. How do Cyberstorm react to this? Like a flash for Fountain to be set up. Goes through and Slight hasn't peeked it yet, but they're not moving out anyway.
Now, oh, Slight is actually looking inside. Over the top of the smoke. It's just a one-way. Straight one-way onto Arctos. And now even Slight just continuing. It's just so... Again, it's just absolutely just disrespectful. Sometimes you don't want to give up guns to the eco. How about we just fight them at their front doorstep? 11-8 for the side of the bosses. Money begins to climb. This round win for Cyberstorm is just going to be the first. That needs to be in a long list of many.
Yep, long checklist for Cyberstorm to check off. That's something, the way we've framed it before, and it's very apt here, I think. See the replay coming in. Just carnage all over. No chance at all for the Cyberstorm players. It's the aggressive look once more. Slight doesn't take up the sniper rifle this time. Going on to the M4. Cyberstorm. What is happening with Austin there? Just went way deep and just absolutely got demolished. 4 versus 4, though, as Napalm found one as well.
I spammed through the smoke at least for Napalm. Get that, but yeah, Arctos was screwed in many different ways. Let's see here for Slight. Oh, timing. He was not cleared out.
Here in the jumps, here in the footsteps.
He's gonna backstab them so hard right now. Oh my! He gets a headshot on MJP anyways. I don't even think Arctos registered that was the kill, but still getting all of them is Lect, double entering the site, basically without a teammate. Oh, but Darty, he doesn't stop the plant. That could have been massive if he did, but now thrown into a 1v2 and getting outflanked right now by Napalm. It will take some Sixth Sense type things for Darty to check his 6.
Darty is capable of this, but as you say,
not. He's gonna get blasted in a second.
Ridiculous instinct, and there we go. Yeah,
Napalm has got him.
Yeah, no chance there in the end for the likes of Darty Montana when Napalm is right behind you. So they go up to 9. They potentially stabilize here. Do Cyberstorm, keeping it close so far. But this is about the time in the first map 5. This is about the time when bosses, as I said, decided to win. And it looked like there was no chance from then on.
Yeah, it literally, this exact scoreline, but reversed, actually.
Yep,
so
exactly.
They were actually down in rounds when they decided to do some winning. That might be a great start with Napalm down to 20 points of health. Oh, and Ellison. There's a little bit of a gap above this one. Napalm cannot choose to swing into that. Oh, further wall bangs, too. It is very painful. There's a huge cost, but Arctos and Napalm double entry the B site single-handedly. Ellison, however, refrag is back. They are in towards short, but Slight has to be paranoid at so many different angles. Only now JT is beginning his rotating down from the A site as MJB flanks short. Ellison might be in for a surprise. Was ready for it, but the weaponry not favoring him. The bosses are probably off to save.
Yep.
Cyberstorm begin to claw their way back in the game.
Yeah, just a bit of an explosion onto the B site there. And yeah, it was Ellison who really had the opportunity to maybe put a nail in that and maybe dethrone the Kings in that round, but only on the SMG, only manages to get one. Gets punished by some good trading over there into water. That's Cyberstorm getting one step closer. Slight hangs onto the op. JT hangs onto the rifle. The rest of bosses are broke. So it's 2 hero guns for bosses to try to continue this up against a full buy and MJB back on the op once again. I feel like it's notable every time. It's back and forth for MJB. Onto the rifle. Maybe leaving Lect on the op. Maybe even leaving Austin on the op. Takes it into his own hands this time.
It's important for MJB to try and deny Slight any sort of very aggro peak. This boost, it's a little bit mismanaged. You need to actually go a little bit further down the stairs. So flashes in. Okay, they're working up towards long. The boost. They actually have a push going in towards the back lines right now. Unfortunately, it's only a USP for Ellison. Oh, he's gonna try. Oh, he lands. He gets it at that range with the USP to find Arctos, and he's gonna stay alive. He just needs to preserve his life and just run distraction. But in the meantime, there's no one actually coming up towards A. It's a fake. And Ellison will be dealt with. Darty Montana has let one slip high into the site, however, and Austin will go down, but in the meantime, Slight will eventually find Lect. I'm not sure this round is really retakeable for the side of bosses, but they can steal plenty of guns.
Yeah, Wilkie's got a rifle now. All the guns are even here. It's just lack of armor on Wilkie.
Austin, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be a weapon here. They also just Slight. JT has a kit. Now, and he does have a smoke, too. But the smoke, is it going to the short? The off of NJP does not connect. A smoke, a flash in the short. Smoke on the bomb. JT, the spray, it's not on the mark.
Not again.
And the
not again.
Comes through. The bosses are going to get it on a full eco with just a couple of saved guns.
That's the second time bosses have just stuck a defuse in a situation where they absolutely should have been taken off of it. Heartbreak again for Cyberstorm. 12-10 the score now. Wilkie retains the op into the next round.
Oh, that is, in a word, painful.
Yeah.
And winning rounds in bosses fashion. Cyberstorm. What's that jump spot for Arctos is hoping to try and catch a player. It jump. Just in the meantime, I have to get blinded up, mollied. Forced away right now. Cyberstorm, not much map control on the A side of things. They can get a really potent BX queued up and running. That is a possibility. Oh, right now they're fumbling with grenades, and another smoke goes through. They are burning the CT's utility belts. They're going to have to keep expending, and now they're going to flash on through, but Darty is playing in front of the smoke, and he's just dropped MJB down to 12 HP. His execute just been stuffed from the rip.
Amazing there. Arctos tries to sneak in, has been spotted
Yeah,
now. Ellison's so ready for this, and the crossfire from Wilkie. It's Austin who needs to do something coming in, but Austin gets dispatched. Darty is so quick, and now Wilkie to finish. Yeah, and it just gets completely deconstructed, that hit.
Yeah, just they had all the utility for a really potent hit. I'm starting to be a bit disappointed that teams aren't really throwing what is normally the standard primer pop flash onto Monster, which is just a bounce, and also Wilkie lines up a little bit of a collateral there.
Yeah.
Onto MJB. But teams are missing that Monster flash. It's a really simple one. You just throw it inside the Monster tunnel. It does bounce on the floor, but it blinds anyone close Monster who's not playing anti-flash. And, I mean, consistently, I've seen teams just not use it that often. I feel like it's still a great tool to use, even though some people say it's really easily countered. AT, that's an easy one. Not checking your corners here for Napalm. Can't blame him. He's trying to link up with the team, but that team no longer exists. Bosses clean house, 14-10. And this is the last laugh for Cyberstorm.
Yep, here it is, right here. This buy for Cyberstorm decides the fate of the tournament. The slight, great little flick there. Styling on him in this round. Boom! Oh, yeah. That's frag video stuff right there. And yeah,
starting to hit some flicks right now for Slight.
Yep.
Starting to aim demon them. Right now are the bosses. 14-10.
They need to...
In control.
Yeah.
One round to unhinge this, but Slight. Oh, he's just staring down playground right now. He knows no one ran out T ramp. Goes for the jump spot. Hits the flick too. Fast as ever for Slight. That's what's winning. That's what's won him Frag 16. Is flicks like those.
Yeah, in the dying rounds too, he just starts hitting them. Cyberstorm now. They need to channel their Group B colleagues, because this is their last hope. AT alone in bathrooms right now.
Slight still
Joined
posted.
by Slight. Yeah, Slight's there with the op, so they've got a crossfire, and Slight gets him through the smoke. It's Ellison coming in. It's all crumbling for Cyberstorm.
MJB, it's fast ahead of him. Sprays for one, spots out Slight. Maybe a second for MJB. Hold at the Tech 9 to do it. Slight going for no scopes at that range because he can. Joined by Wilkie. 15-10 for the bosses. I feel like they've never lost control of the game. These games have never fallen out of their favor. They get a little close, and then the bosses hit their stride. I mean, I honestly, I want to highlight Ellison and Wilkie in particular, who have just been such a dynamic duo. Yeah. They, in my opinion, might be the most individually gifted players so far, especially Ellison, who has just been an absolute headshot machine.
And the way Ellison moves around the map, too, the way he does it, so impressive.
Back to Con.
So effective. JT.
JT, again, not going to get checked. And he's going to line up 2. Wants to make it 3, but MJB will finally trade. But Slight, of course, to join him to try and close. 2 versus 4. Austin, though, Tech 9 still keeping Cyberstorm in these rounds, but Darty Montana has pushed all the way through. Don't knife him in the final round. Darty Montana, the boss himself, trying to close it. Would have been fitting. Oh, no, the boss won't do it. 1v2 for MJB. Position noted. And 10 HP. Looking to do it. Swings in. Wilkie's gonna get it. The bosses will take St. Louis by storm. Firepower all the way. Confidence through and through. Never dropping a map. Never dropping more than 12 rounds to an opponent. The bosses show what dominance is in Missouri.
Cyberstorm were their greatest challenge yet. No question about that. And yet, it almost felt like it wasn't a challenge for the bosses at all at times. They were just so confident, so dominant, so cocky, and so in your face the entire tournament long. Every inch of their gameplay showed that they were going to have no problems, as Slight mentioned. There was going to be no problem. They were not going to lose in this tournament, and they absolutely did not. Incredible stuff from the bosses. You were just talking about Wilkie and Ellison. All the way down the roster, there's this amazing stuff that we can see and we can highlight.
Oh.
Yeah. Replays from
Fantastic
this map
shots
here.
here.
And Slight,
I mean,
yeah, it was Slight coming alive, right?
All good. Yeah, Slight especially just came alive. Just coming down the stretch, starting on the CT side, the scout on the force buy is what brought it to fruition. And then started offing up a storm. Ellison on T side is my player to shout out as well. He was doing fantastic work. And there were just some rounds that absolutely shatter your mental. The ninja defuse inside the smoke. There's just too many just mind-breaking moments, as well as, I'm sure, the shouting inside of the entire walls of Localhost in St. Louis definitely got the better of them. It's unfortunate that starting Montana wasn't able to close. The boss himself wasn't able to quite do it. But either way, who cares? The boss is topping out in Missouri. They get the lion's share of the 1750, as well as 800 Fragadelphia points bagged.